it's Tana. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. If you hate stories like the one I told about my purse that died, I'll link that below, that are super over dramatic, and I'm talking about something that could totally be talked about and summarized in 1 minute for like 30 minutes, you're going to hate today's video, but I don't give a fuck because I want to talk about it. So yeah, before I get into the story, make sure to subscribe, click that little bell to turn your fucking notifications on, because when does YouTube notify anyone that I upload a video? I'm not bitter. No, but really click that little bell to turn your notifications on. Follow all my social media in the description below. I will link the link to buy my phone case for the last possible time before it goes away forever in the description below. Subscribe to my vlog channel because that's where I've been uploading. And now I'm gonna get into the video. Hi, it's Felon Mongeau. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I was arrested in London and went to jail, in the airport jail in London, and was stuck there for like 12 hours. And I almost got deported and banned from London forever, and I want to tell you guys about that today. So get ready for me to be the most over dramatic, annoying cunt ever, and I don't give a fuck who's mad at me. Also, I have short hair. I just want it to be more like Lele Pons, so I took my extensions out, and then I was gonna donate them to charity, but I found out that you can't donate hair extensions to charity, so like, I'm just kidding. I don't like the short hair either, so if you hate it, join the club. Where do I begin? I wrapped my entire US portion of my world tour, which was the most insane 40 days of my life. If you guys want to know more about that or what I was doing on tour, I will link my vlog channel below, because I vlogged every single day of it and I've been uploading those every single day. Long story short, it was one of the hardest things I've ever done, but by far the best life experience I've ever had. And if I could get on a bus tomorrow and do it all over again, I would. I had the time of my life, spending every single day with you guys, meeting you guys, seeing what I do right now actually before my eyes, the comments and the likes and the people who follow me, seeing those as people before your eyes every day is the most humbling, incredible experience. And it's crazy because I am the biggest talentless piece of shit, but you guys are so talented and you have the most crazy, incredible, strong, awesome stories, and to hear them every day and hang out with you guys was incredible. So anyways, yes, we wrapped the entire US tour. So I went home for a week, I spent time with my family, I spent time with my dog, I spent time with my friends, and now it was time to finish the entire tour by going on the international portion. I had 4 shows, one in London, one in Manchester, one in Glasgow, and one in Dublin, Ireland. This was my first time going to all of these places, not to mention Full Screen Live, the company that I tour with, their first time ever doing an international tour. This was also their longest tour. They were just letting me take their virginity left and right. And I was so excited and so humbled to not only be able to go somewhere like London and somewhere like Ireland because of you guys. I never thought when I sat down to film my first video that it would ever take me a place like that, to be able to go there and see that country and see those places and meet you guys with all your cute little British accents. Like, it was just crazy. So I packed my stuff and we get ready to go. And I'm also super fucking pumped about the fact that we're flying from Los Angeles to London, and when we get there to London, we actually have an entire day off there. Like, we were gonna land at 10 a.m. and have the whole day there to go see the London Eye, see Big Ben, explore London, take good Instagram photos, like do crazy stuff all day in London before the actual show in London the next day. And so getting on this flight, I'm a little bit frustrated because I really wanted to fly with my manager Jordan, but unfortunately his sister was having a baby, so he couldn't fly with me. Like, fucking have the baby, shove it back up inside. No, I'm just kidding. So I was super frustrated, and Jordan kept asking me, why are you so frustrated that I can't fly with you? And I keep saying to him, like, in case there's an emergency, in case something bad happens, you know I'm not a fucking human being. I dropped out of high school when I was 15, and my parents didn't fucking raise me to have any sense of the world. If something bad happens to me, I rely on you, Jordan. And he's like, nothing bad's gonna happen, Tana. I'm Jordan. Nothing bad ever happens to me. You'll be fine. And if it fucking happens, we'll cross that bridge when it happens. I end up having to fly without him. I hop on the plane with my best friend Ashley and my assistant Tanya, and we're flying economy class, which was so humbling and so hard for me to sit on a plane for 12 hours in a seat that doesn't even turn into a bed. I'm just kidding. It just wasn't the best flight. The flight attendant also cut us off from drinking wine. Like, I wanted more than 4 fucking bottles of wine, Cindy. This is a 12-hour flight. I was having a lot of first world problems. Like, my manager wouldn't go with me. I was cut off from wine. My seat didn't turn into a bed. It was a long flight. I only brought 1 fucking narcotic to chew up, so I had to take a little bite of it so that I had more for the plane ride home. After like 12 hours of this miserable flight, we finally land in London. And to be honest, I remember sitting there on the runway and being like, that wasn't that bad. I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe that people love and support me enough to send me here. Like, I'm a piece of shit. This is all because of the people people who support me. I have an entire day off in London. Who cares if Jordan didn't come with me? He's right. Like, nothing bad is gonna happen. If it does, I can handle it. I'm an adult. I just remember sitting there for like 10 minutes thinking the most positive thoughts. I tweeted like, London, I'm in you. Like, what do I do today? Like, what is there to do? Because it was 10 a.m. And I'm just so excited and so happy. And obviously, what happens when Tana is so excited and Tana is so happy? The fucking universe grabs that happiness by the fucking balls and rips it out. So we land and we walk through customs, and I remember looking at Ashley and being like, what if they just don't let us through customs and we have to fly home? Completely as a joke, but I'm a psychic. So we walk up to customs, and basically the way it works is if you're leaving the US going into another country, all countries have like border patrol that you have to like walk up to with your passport showing that you can walk into the country, and then you have to tell them like why you're there. And so basically as we're walking up, Tanya tells me, make sure that we all say we're going there for like travel or for leisure or for pleasure or for fun, because if you say you're going there for work and they find out like you're making money, like you're gonna be fucked. Like, you just always tell the border patrol people that you're going there for fun no matter what you're going there for. And I've actually been told that before, but I just didn't really think anything of it, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna do the talking. Like, we'll have the people that we're here with from Full Screen do the talking. And so one of the Full Screen guys we're with says, oh yeah, well, like our boss told me not to lie anyways, like I checked, like we have the right permits, like I'm gonna say that we're here for work. And so I'm like, okay, whatever, like I don't give a fuck, like I'm just a stupid little blonde bitch who like tells stories on a stage, like I know nothing. So we walk up there and the custom girl is like, hi, let me see you guys' passports. So we hand her our passports and she's like, why are you guys here? And the Full Screen representative guy is like, we're here for work. And she's like, oh, what kind of work? And so he's like, well, basically we're all here with a touring company. She's gonna do a show here. And then to me, she's like, what do you do? And I'm like, it's like stand-up comedy, just like sucking my own fucking cock like I have any talent. And I basically just tell her it's like a meet and greet centered show, and like I tell a story on stage. And so she calls like her boss over, and we're all standing there and they're like talking to each other and like, psst, 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 psst. Yeah, they said they're here for work. And then the boss is like, oh, they're here for work? Okay, I'm gonna have you guys step aside. So then they make us step aside. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? She's like, do you guys have the right permits? And so the Full Screen guy is like, I checked the website, like we don't need any permits, like right here, like we're just gonna go through, like, everything's gonna be fine, like blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, you checked the website. Oh, you thought you didn't need any permits. Okay, I'm gonna bring you guys to this separate area. They bring us to this area that is in the middle of the border patrol section of this airport. And it's basically just this big black roped off area with like a security guard guarding it. When you walk in, you have to check in and out and like sign your name. They put us all in this area. We're in the middle of the airport. Everyone is staring at us like, do they have guns? Like, who are these people? Like, why are they here? And we're all just sitting there like, what next? They keep us here in this area in the middle of the airport for an hour and a half. They won't talk to us. They're just making us sit there. They have our passports. I have to pee like every 10 minutes. I keep having to check in and out of this area, and the security guard walk me to the bathroom. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Then fans start recognizing me, coming up to meet me in this area. At first, I think they thought we were all a band on tour, and then they were explaining to them like, no, like we're the tour managers. This is her assistant. This is her best friend. She's the one performing. Oh, she's the entertainer. She's the one here. So you guys are all just like on her team. And they're like, well, basically, yeah. And they're like, okay, you. And I'm like, me? What? And they're like, where's your work visa? And I'm like, the only visa I got is like the one from Wells Fargo, like in my debit card, like in my pocket. Like, you want to see that? And so then my Full Screen representatives are like, no, like she doesn't know anything. She's just here to like do her shows. She doesn't need anything. Like, we Googled it. And so then they're like, well, you see, she has a show here. That means she's working here, which means she needs a work visa. And they're like, no, we Googled it. All of the money is online sales. Like, there's no actual money transactions being done here, which means she's not making money here in the UK, which means she doesn't need a visa. And they're like, well, her show's here. She needs a visa to be here, which is common fucking sense. So then they're like, no, all of the transactions are done online, like our ticketing company is in America. And then they're just like, well, yeah, but people from the UK are paying money to see her show here in the UK, which means she needs a work visa. And so then they're like, well, no, like we work as a company as a whole. We pay her out of pocket. It's not like the people are paying her. So if anything, we would need a work visa. So then they're like, oh, okay. Well, then where's your visas? And they're like, well, we don't have visas. What? I'm not shading Full Screen. I love them. I will go on a million more tours with them, but like, what? So I'm just standing there like, what the fuck is going on? And they're like, okay, well, if you guys don't have visas, then like you could still get let through if you guys have like a sponsor. And they're like, well, what's a sponsor? And they're like, you don't even know what a sponsor is? And they're like, no, but like we did our research. And so then they basically try to start telling them that the venues that we're performing at are the sponsor. And they're like, okay, well, if the venues are the sponsor, we need written proof that they're the sponsor. So then the full screen guys are calling all the venues, and the venues are like, yeah, we'll be your sponsor for $5,000. Because why would they be the sponsor for free? Like, it just makes no sense. And so then after we've been in this little holding area for like 2 hours, the bosses of the boss comes over and they're like, listen, none of you have visas, and if you guys can't get any sponsors, we're gonna have to send you back to America. And then that's when I'm like, back to America! I just fucking flew here for 12 hours on this fucking plane, miserable, to get here to do my shows, and you're gonna send me back to America. And I'm like, well, can I just like stay the night then? And they're like, no, you'll be on like the next flight. And I'm like, well, like, can I upgrade that to first class then? And they're like, no, usually like our flights where we deport people out of the country, you stop in Hong Kong and it's an economy flight. I'm like, oh, I didn't want to go to Hong Kong. What do you mean, Hong Kong? And then I realized that if they send me out of the country, all of my shows are going to be canceled. And I'm like, another scandal. I'm just kidding, but I'm so not kidding. And I'm like, oh, my fucking shows are gonna be canceled. I'm gonna let my fans down. I start bawling in the middle of the airport in this roped off area where like hundreds of British people with their little fucking British hats are like walking around. I was like, why is that girl crying? And I'm like, because I'm getting too. And so then I'm like, okay, well, if you're gonna send me back to America, can I like try to fly back here? And they're like, no, like we're gonna ban you from the country for like 30 days because obviously if we just flew you home and you flew back here and tried to do the same thing, it'd still be illegal. And so then the lady tells us that the only other loophole is if we could get someone in America to get us a work visa like instantly and we could show it to them, or if we could get someone in America to be our sponsor to send us through. But the problem here is because it's now 11 a.m. noon in London, that means it's like 4 a.m. in America. So anyone we could call from Full Screen to be our sponsor or whatever is sleeping. Any company that we could get instant permits and visas from is closed. So we tell them that and they're like, okay, we're gonna be taking you guys to the deportation holding room. And I'm like, before we go, can I make a call? And they're like, okay, yeah. So I get on my phone, I call Jordan. He doesn't answer because it's 4 a.m. Get on my phone, I call Jordan again. Doesn't answer because it's 4 a.m. Get on my phone, I call Jordan 35 more times. He finally picks up and he's like, dude, what's up? Like, I'm sleeping. My sister had her baby today. And I'm like, hey, Jordan. So, do you remember when I was like, Jordan, I don't want to fly without you? And you were like, why? And I was like, because there might be an emergency. And you were like, there's not going to be any emergencies. And if we are, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Well, we're on that fucking bridge, Jordan, because I'm going to get sent back to America and cancel all my shows. And the world is going to hate me. Everyone's going to think I hate my fucking fans. Hundreds and hundreds of my fucking supporters over here are gonna be devastated. And now I'm getting taken to a deportation room to be sent back to fucking America, Jordan. And this is why I didn't want to fly without you. And then he's like, well, normally I never say this, but this is definitely worst case scenario. And I'm like, worst case scenario? No fucking shit! I'll see you in Hong Kong. And so then I hang up from Jordan. They take us into the deportation holding room. And I guess that while walking there, I was under the impression that this was just gonna be kind of like a room that they held people in for us all to sit, like just like the room that we were basically in the middle of the airport, but a little more private. And so on the walk there, this officer girl is walking us and she's like, yeah, no, they like only normally take people here when there's like bomb threats or like people are murderers, so like be careful. And we're all like, ha, that's a funny joke. And she's like, no, really, like watch your bag, like don't drop the soap, basically. And I'm like, great. And so the entire time, the Full Screen representatives are basically still telling me, don't worry, like we're gonna figure this out, like we'll be out of here in like an hour. As I'm walking there, I say to myself, well, at least I can use my phone and like be on Twitter, I'll watch a movie, like whatever. And so we walk into this deportation room, and the first thing they do is take all of our fingerprints, our handprints, our eye prints, full body photos of us, and then they sit me down and they're like, it's time for your mugshot. And I'm like, mugshot. And so I look at the people from full screen, I'm like, mugshot. Like, she wants my mugshot. What do you mean mugshot? And she's like, yeah, normally when we bring people here, it's because they've committed a crime, and technically what you're trying to do, secretly come in the country and work and make money and do transactions here without a work visa, is a crime. And so I was like, and then I was like, and I had horrible flashbacks from Coachella. And so then to make matters worse, they pull up my record where they see that I was arrested at Coachella, and they see that I missed a court date, and they see that I have a bench warrant and that I'm in the process of getting that cleared, which makes everything fucking worse because my life is great. And so they take everyone else's like mug shots, and they're like, okay, it's time to bring you into the deportation holding room now. And they're like, by the way, you guys can't have any of your belongings. And I'm like, I have a question. By belongings, do you mean phone? And she's like, oh God, no, sweetie, you thought you could have your phone in there? It's literally airport jail. The only person that's like keeping me sane through this and like talking to me and helping me figure it out is Jordan. I just tweeted, I'm in London, like what is there to do? All my fans are tweeting me. Little do they know I'm probably getting sent back to America and I'm gonna have to cancel all my shows. I start freaking out, bawling my eyes out. They take all of our stuff. They're like, calm down, sweetie. You'll be back in America before you know it. And I'm like, that's the problem. So then to make matters worse, they take us one by one into this little tiny room. They make me take my hoodie off. I'm standing there in a bra and leggings. This lady literally opens a drawer, grabs gloves and snaps them. I'm like, what are those for? Like what are you gonna do some cleaning? Like Mr. Clean Hee? And she's like, oh no, it's time for your strip search. And I'm like, I don't know if I give you El Chapo vibes, but I'm really not out here trying to smuggle cocaine into your country through my pussy. So if you could just maybe not fucking touch me in my asshole, that'd be great. And so she's like, okay, I'll take it easy on you, but like we still have to search you. So she literally puts my arms out like this, touches my arms. She's like, let me just get your fucking nipples hard really quick. Okay, your boobs are good. Okay, your pussy, yeah, just I'm sorry. No, she just like fucking like checks my pussy, checks my asshole. Not like fingers inside me, just like a little like I'm just standing there like They're like, okay, you've been searched. I was the first person to be searched because I was like the entertainer and like the reason why everyone was there. It's all my fault and like I'm breaking the law basically. So then they take me into the jail room. We walk through this metal detector. The door, like you can't open it. Like I'm like locked in this room. And there's these little tiny cots on the floor. A tiny fucking old ass TV in the corner playing news from another country. A payphone that most people could use, but they told us our case was so serious that I couldn't even use the fucking payphone. They sit me down and they're like, are you hungry? And I'm like, I'm hungry for fucking justice, Sharon. I'm like, yeah, actually I am hungry. And so then she comes back and she's like, okay, we have shrimp flavored chips. And I just like in the distance heard Freely the banana girl just having like a small heart attack, and I was like, I'm good on those. And she's like, and we have Kung Pao chicken frozen TV dinners. And so I'm like, so you have shrimp chips or Kung Pao chicken, correct? And she's like, yeah, do you want any? And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm not like a vegan or anything. Do you think I could just like maybe have like an Earth Cafe salad with like Greek dressing and like no feta, please? And she's like, no, this is all we have. Like, do you want water? And so I was like, okay. So I'm sitting there drinking my water, crying my eyes out. Finally, one by one, every single person we're with comes into the room. Ashley sits down and notices that her entire body is breaking out into the most viral, swollen, disgusting rash. The lady comes back in, notices her rash, and is like, well, we can have a medic come in here, but you can't come into our country to go to the like emergency room. So if something's wrong with you and the medic can't help you, like we can deport you instantly if you'd like. And Ashley's like, no, I'm fucking fine. Finally, once everyone's in there, I ask the full screen representative, so like, what's the move? And they're like, well, basically they won't let us use my phone, so I can't keep in contact with anyone from full screen. But like in 2 hours, they're gonna let me use this payphone one time to call this lady who can help us get some kind of permit. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lay down for a nap. So I lay down and I start napping on this cot. 40 minutes or so into my nap, I wake up to two giant ass men standing over me like, get up, ma'am, get up, ma'am, get up, ma'am. I'm like, what could you possibly want from me now? You've touched my pussy, you've touched my asshole, you've touched my fucking tits, you took all my shit. I just want to sleep on this little dick ass cot for the next 2 hours. What can I do for you? And they're like, unfortunately, because of how long you guys have been in our country without a work visa and how many laws you're technically breaking, we want to deport you right now, but we're waiting on that person to get back to see if you guys can get a permit. We have to take you in for questioning. And so I wake up, I don't even put my shoes on. I think that they're going to be taking me straight from this jail room into another little jail room. Oh, no, 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 honey. money. They put me back into handcuffs. They barefoot walk me through the London airport. So I'm walking through this airport. All these people are looking at me because I'm literally this bleach blonde bimbo, barefoot, walking through the airport in handcuffs, like, it's just such a bad look. And so they take me into this room and this guy's like, so why are you here? And I'm like, well, I have a show here. And so then he's just interviewing me on everything. Like, what kind of videos do you make? What kind of stories do you tell? How long have you been doing this for? What's your income? What do your monthly checks look like? Who pays you? How do you make your money? How did you meet these people? He like couldn't understand that these people were my tour managers, but my manager is back home. And he was like baffled that I knew nothing about permits and like work visas and all that kind of stuff. And so finally, after 100 questions, I literally look at this man and I'm like, I am the most talentless human being on this planet. I am absolutely exhausted with what is going on. I don't even know how to tell my parents what I do for a living, let alone you. I sit down in front of a camera. I talk about my fucking nonsense bullshit life. I complain and I whine a lot. I say fuck, dick, and cunt a lot. Some 12-year-olds like it. Most people fucking hate it. I'm here because the 12-year-olds that like it come to meet me. I do a show where I tell my nonsense bullshit in person. These people came with me. I don't know anything. I dropped out of high school. Can I go back to bed on my little fucking jail cot? I'm starving and I don't like shrimp chips. And he's like, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was like this. I know you're having a horrible day. I have to keep you in here for interviewing for like another 20 minutes. I'll be right back with more questions. So he leaves for like 5 minutes. I lay my head down on the table and I fall asleep. And I wake up to him shaking me with another lady who's like, do you even take this seriously? You're sleeping on the table. I'm like, clearly I don't take it seriously, ma'am. I don't know what the fuck is going on. And she's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were that hostile. Do we need to put you back in handcuffs? And I'm like, sure. It's not anything I'm not used to. And so they both realize that I'm clearly mentally unstable. I'm clearly having a mental breakdown. I'm clearly fucking exhausted. I'm clearly a fucking idiot who knows nothing about what is going on. So they walk me back through the airport barefoot while I'm just like, little Tana, they don't even want to see you winning. They want to see you in a penitentiary. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm a rapper. My song's coming out soon. Kobe, A. So they put me back in the jail. I sleep on this hard ass cot that literally has metal rods in it that are breaking my back while my stomach is just fucking growling because I haven't eaten in like 20 hours. Laying there trying to sleep just like everything's gonna be alright. And so then I wake up to one of the full screen representatives waking me saying there's someone on the phone who needs to talk to you. And I'm like, who the fuck is calling me at a time like this? Who called the London jail payphone to fucking talk to me? I don't want to talk to them. And so they're like, you have to talk to them. Get up right now. So I get up, I get on the phone. It's this lady who's basically helping us get a permit to go into the country. And she's basically telling me like, I wouldn't get your hopes up. They're probably going to deport you. They're going to put this little stamp on your passport that says you're banned from London. I don't know what to tell you. You can try to come back to London in like a year from now and like get the ban lifted. We'll help you get a press statement on how to cancel your shows. And I'm just like, okay, And then she's like, yeah, when you guys fly home, you might have to stop in Hong Kong and they might not let you out of Hong Kong. Like you'll have to do the same thing there. Sit in airport jail for a few hours. Don't worry, I'll call you. I'll help you get out of it. Like you should be back to LA in like a day or two. At this point, I am heartbroken. I'm bawling my eyes out. But she tells me that there's a 1% chance that somehow Full Screen can pay like $10,000 to get this fucking instant day of work permit. And if they can somehow get it to this London jail and the people in the London jail want to wait a few hours because technically at any point it's up to their discretion. If they want to send me home, they can. She then asked me like 100 questions about like why I brought Ashley, like what Ashley's relation to me is, and like why I brought Tanya, what Tanya's relation to me is, and like why my manager Jordan wasn't there, and like all that kind of stuff. So I'm like talking to her, I answer all those questions. I lay back down and I sleep on this little fucking hard dick ass cot for another 4 hours. So now we've literally been there for like 12 hours. Like it is nighttime in London at this point. And so finally I look up on my little cot on the ground and I see like every single officer that works in that place surrounded by me. And they all basically tell me like, yo, we've all changed shifts like 100 times today. Like this is the longest we've ever seen someone here. We've never seen someone pull something together like this. You have the best luck in the world, but somehow we're letting you into our country. And so I get up, they take more mugshots of me. They stamp my passport. I'll show you for all of the haters who don't believe me. I'll be back. This is my passport. As you can see, I was trying to be a trendy bitch that day and wearing denim choker, but like, what the fuck are you doing? There's actually a stamp inside of her that says Immigration Officer 5481, September of 2017. And so they stamp my passport with this, they take more mugshots, and they basically tell me that this stamp, they maybe have to give like once or twice a year, because normally when they give this stamp, it's like they stamp this stamp and then they stamp another stamp over it that says like, we're deporting you back to where you came from. And that they only ever give this stamp normally to like illegal immigrants who try to sneak into the country, or people who brought like severe mass weapons and were like trying to do something really fucked up and like almost got arrested there, or people who like sex traffic other people into countries, or people who try to smuggle a shit ton of drugs. Like they only give this stamp to people who commit horrible crimes, and basically they never give this stamp to people like us, because 99% of people aren't fucking idiots who go into the country like unprepared, which is just crazy to me. Like only I would like get the opportunity to go on an international tour and like someone just not do the right amount of research, and me be like one person out of the millions of people that the London airport sees every single day that commits this crime by accident, and then be the one person who's like ever been let through while like committing this crime. So then it's like 10 p.m. at this point. My entire free day in London that I didn't get to have is gone. I'm absolutely like heartbroken about it, because obviously when am I ever gonna go to London? When am I ever gonna come back? And obviously now I have a show the next day and a show the next day in a different city, so I have zero time to go anywhere in London. So we go back to the hotel, I drink away all of my problems. Like I literally drank an entire bottle of wine to myself because I was so upset, and it was legal. I tweet about it. I was like in the London jail all day. All of my friends are calling me because somehow they all know what happened to me, because Jordan was running his big mouth all day like freaking out to everyone because he felt like such a bad manager because he was one. No, I'm just kidding. Elijah tweeted, retweet if your friend got arrested today. And so all these people, all these YouTubers start texting me like, don't you know like the #1 fucking rule is like, don't ever say you're going there for work. Suede Brooks calls me and tells me how one time she was going to BeautyCon London and someone accidentally said that she was going there for work and she was detained for like 7 hours and they thought she was being like sex trafficked, and like it's just like the worst thing you can do. Of course, every YouTuber on the planet knows that but me. And so then I went on to do the rest of my international tour. And another thing that I also found out later was that any time now that I try to enter any foreign country, I will probably be pulled aside for questioning and have to explain why I have this stamp, because most people that have this stamp commit horrible crimes. So now if I'm ever just like, ooh, wanna go to Cabo with the girls? Like I'm gonna be in fucking Mexico immigration jail office like, yeah, no, I just like went on this tour and I like didn't have a permit, and they're gonna be like, what bitch? Like this is going to like ruin my life until this passport expires, which really fucking blows. So yeah, that is the time I was arrested and detained in London airport jail, and it was the most miserable day of my entire fucking life, all because while walking through customs, instead of saying, we're here on vacation, we just want to eat tea and crumpets, hee hee, and telling the truth, we were arrested for like 12 hours and almost banned from the country and almost deported home. So moral of the story is, lying gets you farther than telling the truth. I'm just kidding, but like really I don't know any other moral. Like literally now every time I go into another country for work, I just have to lie about it. Which is gonna be so easy for me because aren't I just the biggest liar on the internet? The only bright side of stories like this, if you got something out of it, that makes me happy. I hope you laughed, I hope you smiled, I hope I made your day better. I love you guys so much. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for sending me all the way across the world to go on an international tour. Even if I had to go through hell to get there, it was all because of you, and I'm so eternally grateful. I love you guys so much. Make sure to subscribe. Click that little bell to turn your notifications on. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm launching my phone case one last time, and when it sells out, it is gone forever. So if you want this beauty, get it. Follow all my social media in the description below. Memory card got full and my camera's a fucking piece of shit because the viewfinder doesn't flip around and let me be narcissistic, so I didn't know till I stopped recording, and I don't care enough to get a new memory card and sit down and refilm. So I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye!